Hello, my name's John C. Krieg, and I'm a writer. We're doing a series of YouTube videos on writing. Uh, Later on, will be on landscape architecture and environmentalism, because these are my areas of expertise. Today, we want to talk about essays and elements of nonfiction. Um, some people say the essay is a dying art form. Book agents, how's this here again? They just don't sell. Don't send them to us. We don't want them. Well, also, Scholastic Assessment Test, SATs, stopped having the essay portion of the test in 2021. So apparently they're in full support of the fact that kids just aren't reading anymore. And I think that's a sad, sad day. Um, when it was on the SAT, it was to judge what the acronym RAW is: reading, assessment, and writing. And it was pretty formulaic. They'd give the kids 700 word essay. Say, read it, here's your prompt. Now write an essay that says what this thing's about, support it with some factual basis, which most of the writing books said provide 3 examples, and then um, just tell us what you think it is. We want to see if you can write. Well, here in the real world, it isn't quite that formalistic, but essays are by their very virtue usually short. Um, I like them. I kind of use them a little bit different than a lot of writers. I'll do a chapbook of poems, more like a collection. There's usually about 60, 80 poems, and that can be a little much. So I'll do 5, 6 poems, and then break it up with an essay. And how did I learn to do this? I copied what other poets are doing, and I kind of liked having a breather between that. Probably the best book on nonfiction that I've ever read. Here again, most of my copyrights are old because I was reading these books when I was trying to learn craft. Was Creative Nonfiction by Philip Gerard. In a brief bio of him, I quoted 2 passages from the book that convict me every time. Here they are. The art of the craft of writing is to make it seem effortless, transparent as window glass, to make the difficult look easy. The writer labors so the reader won't have to. Well, I'll labor to a point, but I do expect readers to make a little bit of effort. And now, now those essays aren't even on the SATs anymore. Who knows? Essays can be about anything, but by nature, they're nonfiction. And one of the elements of nonfiction, if you're a responsible author, is you have to have your facts straight. What I like to say and tell people is, if you had to go into court of law with this essay, any nonfiction piece, and your freedom depended on it, would you have enough sources? Would you have enough expertise to be able to defend everything you want and get yourself off? Because if you don't, then maybe you're just making shit up. And that has no place in nonfiction. Now, nonfiction is about truth. Now, there's some hybridized types of fiction that, you write a um, historical history in fiction. You get the date straight, you get the event straight, but you make up things that happen between it that hold the reader's interest. Now here again, T.C. Boyle's a master at that because he writes a lot of books about a lot of eccentrics that did some amazing things, but they were pretty wacky, and that's where he has fun with those stories. But people don't have a lot of time to read. This whole business is dependent on word count. Kind of drives me crazy in a way because um, everybody worships brevity. I've been accused of wordiness, and the only thing I say to defend myself is that were sin in literature, we would have never had Faulkner. But I don't win that argument usually. So when you're writing essays or nonfiction, be clear. Try to be clear as to what the points you're making, why you're making them, and why you want other people to know them. And that's what I have to say about essays. Uh, Here again, shameless promotion. You can reach my website where there are some essays, and that's John, excuse me, https://johnChristopherCreek.com. And I'll leave you with our normal tagline. The writer writes. Goodbye.